Today I'm going to show you how to make some scary looking, disgusting prop fingers using some ultra safe and fast setting silicone. As you can see here, these look quite amazing, look very realistic, look definitely gross, and the best part of it, you can crack the fingers in there, the bone sticks out, comes right through the silicone, and it's a great prop. Now to get this done, we need to make a mold using the AlgaSafe, and I'm going to be making a mold of my own hand. And then we're going to use the ECOFLEX 0035, that's a fast setting silicone, to actually get our castings done. Now, if you want to make more than your average novelty scare prop that you can buy in any store, these materials will let you easily make hyper-realistic cadaver fingers complete with the blood and the tendons that will scare the crap out of anybody. For our mold making portion of this video, we're going to be using an alginate. This product is called AlgaSafe and is a skin-safe, crystalline silica-free product. This is a 1-to-1 mix ratio by volume, so we're going to use 1 part of the AlgaSafe powder and 1 part of the water. Now, as far as the water goes, it's really important to understand that the 8 minutes of work time and 10 minutes of demold time apply when the water that is used for mixing the AlgaSafe is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Now remember, if you're using warmer water, the AlgaSafe is going to set up faster, while colder water is going to slow down the cure of the material and the demold time. As always, it's best to mix the powders into water, and that's what we're going to do here as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and start to combine the two. As always, you want to add the powder into the liquid. So we're going to add the powder into the water. And then here I'm using a mechanical mixer. This is going to expedite the mixing of the product, but it's also going to give us a better consistency. It's going to be creamier. It's going to prevent of any lumps forming in our product. And we're going to have an overall better quality in our casting. Okay, so now that the AlgaSafe is mixed, I'm going to go ahead and submerge my fingers into the material and pull them out and smear some of that material around. Make sure there's no air bubbles or surface tension between the material and the skin, and then submerge it back into the AlgaSafe and allow it to cure for about 5 to 8 minutes. Now, about 5 minutes later, we can go ahead and slowly break the seal between the AlgaSafe and the hand, the skin, or simply just move your fingers around and slowly pull out the hand, and there we have our mold. Now, do keep in mind that an alginate mold should be casted into as soon as possible. You don't want to wait hours to cast into it because the mold will start losing water and start to change shape. Now, the silicone we're going to be using is called the ECOFLEX 0035. It's a fast-setting, super soft silicone. It's on a 00 Shore scale. And because we're dispensing this by volume, I'm simply going to mark my 2 dispensing containers with a marker. And then we're going to proceed to dispensing the Part A first. Now, the Part A is where you're going to do your color matching, color mixing. So we're going to dispense the Part A, add some flesh tone, add some blood tone, some brown, some blue to achieve a dead skin, rotten flesh kind of color. Keep in mind that I'm adding the pigments in very, very small quantities. You don't want to overpower the silicone color, and then it's going to look very fake. Here we got our silicone pigments blended into the Part A. And now we can proceed to dispense the Part B, equal amount. Now, a quick tip here, you can powder your AlgaSafe mold with some baby powder or some talc, and that's going to give the casting that you're pouring in there a nice and matte finish instead of a glossy finish that you'll see usually come out of a alginate mold. The finish on these casting is going to be nice and smooth. It's going to be very matte and realistic. Now we can go ahead and combine the Part A and Part B of our ECOFLEX together, and we're going to mix thoroughly. As always, you want to make sure you scrape the sides, scrape the bottom of your mixing container. And when you have that mixed thoroughly, we can go ahead and pour into the mold. Once the silicone is poured into the mold, we can go ahead and put some fake bones into the silicone. We got a bunch of these online. You can also purchase them locally in a Halloween shop or something like that. These are very inexpensive, and we're basically going to stick them into the silicone, and we're going to move them around a little bit, and you can even pull some of that silicone onto the bone so it looks even more realistic once it's fully cured. We're going to allow this now a 5-minute cure time before removing from the mold. Now, once the 5 minutes is over, the material should be set up enough so we can demold it. Now, while UltraSafe is considered a one-time molding product for body parts, if you're very careful when demolding your casting, you can actually keep using that mold. And here I'm going to show you as I'm pulling out the fingers out of this mold. I'm going to do that carefully, leave the mold intact, try not to rip it, and then we can continue using it. Now, you should be using this mold as soon as possible. And here I just want to show you a quick sample. This is a mold on the right that I made several days ago, and it shrunk quite a bit because of the water evaporating, while the mold on the left here that I just recently made is still full size and will give us exact castings out of that mold. Now, the mold on the right, the longer you leave it to evaporate the moisture, it's going to give us shriveled fingers. The shape is going to start to change. If you want to prevent some of that from happening, you can put it in a Ziploc, put it in a fridge, and then come back to it to cast into it some more another day. Now, to paint the fingers, we're going to use some of the same material, ECOFLEX 0035. Going to add a little bit of the silicone pigments to it. Here I'm adding the blood tone or blood color, a little bit of brown, and I'm going to add that to the fingers and give it some more of the realistic look. Now, if you just paint these on and leave the silicone to cure, it's going to cure shiny. So as the material is curing, just give it a dab with the brush, and it's going to take some of that shininess away. It's going to dull it out, and it's going to make it more of a matte surface. The silicone is now allowed another 5 minutes to fully cure before being handled. If you look closely at the detail of these castings, you can clearly see that the UltraSafe picked up all the fine detail of the fingerprints and transferred them perfectly into our castings. And here are some of the results from the last 2-3 days of me casting into those molds. I got a really good prop for Halloween coming up. These look really gross and pretty realistic. Now, if you got inspired by this project and you'd like to make some of your own castings and props, you can do so by visiting any one of our distributors around the world. So, and there you have it, a simple and easy step-by-step instructional video on how to make your very own gross-looking props for Halloween or everyday scares using the UltraSafe and the ECOFLEX 0035. Now, if you have an idea about what we should do next, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Now, to keep up with our latest mold making and casting videos, remember to subscribe.